Sounds just about right then. Guys, welcome once again. Welcome to AMA Central. We are right now live recording and we're going to have a great time with one of the biggest sensations of the month, I have to say. This month has begun very powerfully with Petoverse. And as always, we have a lot of things to cover tonight. So I hope this is going to be a great AMA. DJ Andy, you are now live. Your mic is unmuted now.
Cheers, mate. How you doing?
I'm actually great. Thank you so much. Can't complain. Happy to have you around as well. And well, guys, let's get this cracking. Let's get this going. Let's start this with a bit of a team introduction. We want to know more about you. We want to know a bit more about your professional backgrounds. So let's get this going.
Yeah, sure. My name's Mike. I've been into marketing for several years, not just cryptocurrency. And then, started getting into investing in, some of the bigger coins. And then over the past couple of years, I stumbled across Telegram and got into that. Moving my way to just more recently, I've gotten into Discord, which seems to be a whole different set of investors over there. A lot of them don't even use the TG, so it's been, pretty nice to get to know people from all around the world that share a common interest and want to make some money doing it. So really reaching out to different people has helped form, different friendships and learning things from other people that has really led me to where I'm at now. You there, Will?
Can you hear me? Yeah, sorry about that. My mic glitching in and out. Telegram's always messing with me on my laptop.
Yeah, I've been having a couple of technical problems myself today too. For some reason, my headphones just don't want to work. So.
Okay, but you can hear me. Okay, cool. Perfect. All right, cool. So, hi, guys. My name's William. I'm based out of California, so it's nice in the afternoon here, middle of the day. I got a lot of the day ahead of us, much to come. Announcements to roll out. We're happy to be here today. We've got a nice session. We're going to be doing some raffles in our chat later as well after this AMA. So I'm looking forward to continue the day because I know it's a little bit later in a lot of those other time zones. I've been in the crypto space for a little over a year and a half now. And before that, I was working kind of as like a stock trader, but I wasn't really too happy with that and because there wasn't as much of the community aspect. And I really like involving myself with people. I consider myself a people person. So throughout my time being involved in crypto and discovering Telegram and Discord and stuff like that, I've been able to serve a number of roles, such as community manager, public relations manager, human resources manager, advisory board members, and stuff like that, that have really given me a nice backseat and front seat to really engage with teams and the community and kind of see how those inner workings really work out and find the best ways to get all the wants and needs from the investors in the community and relay that information to the team and make sure I'm relaying the project details of the coin and the project to the investors as well. So that way kind of everyone understands and is working on the same page. So all of these experiences have crafted me with the needed skill sets and personable characteristics that allow me to really proficiently work in the Petoverse space as possible, as well as possible, and be the lead on the public relations. So you'll see me as the PR lead and often talking to the community members and our bigger investors and kind of trying to explain the finer points of the project. So I personally pride myself on being accessible to the investors in the community and kind of serving that bridge between the two. Because proper information and proper transmission of that information is super important to us, and we want to keep that line of communication open and the level of trust established and continuing as we progress throughout our time in this space. So happy to be here and happy to answer and talk more about the project today. Andy, if you want to introduce yourself.
For sure. DJ Andy, go for it, mate.
Hey. Hi, guys. My name's Andy, otherwise it's known as DJ Andy. I just want to thank you all for joining this AMA today. It's an absolute pleasure. Just to give you a wee brief summary about myself, I've been in this crypto space just over a year now. I've been in various projects as an admin and a mod, so I've learned a lot along the way. It is a wee bit of a roller coaster in this space, and we're all sick and tired of the rug pulls and scams within the space, and we're here to show you that we've got a really strong project, and I'm super excited to go over it with you and along with the team. So yeah, I'm just here to support the community and answer any questions they have regarding the projects or any concerns. We've got our TG group and we're on Discord, and yeah, so I'm super excited to go over this with you today, guys. Cheers.
Well, that is outstanding. Thank you so much for that introduction. I've had a couple people telling me that my mic is very, very low tonight. Is that the case, or is it just their issue, guys? Can you hear me well?
I can personally hear you well, but I understand that it might be on the softer side. But I personally, I think it's good.
Okay. I mean, these AirPods are giving me issues. They are brand new. This is annoying. Anyways, guys, let's get this cracking.
I feel your pain, man. I'm going through the same thing.
What's that?
I said I feel your pain. I'm going through the same thing right now with mine.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. It should be top-notch product, but it definitely doesn't work as it should. I've actually, I've gone through the new ones, and they are just as shit as the previous ones. GG Apple.
Doing it again.
Anyways, guys, Petoverse here tonight. Wonderful self-introduction. I'll speak a little louder if I have to, just in case people can't hear me really well tonight. I'm actually very stoked by this one. We have a few things to cover as well that are no issue at all, but they need to be covered. You guys know that we keep as much transparency as possible in these AMAs, and we try to do enough constructive criticism as possible too, in order for projects to do as good as they can, since we get a lot of community feedback, and I think there's nothing better than that. With that said, Petoverse, once again, Mike, Lord, and Andy, thank you so much for your self-introductions, outstanding ones. And now let's jump into the technical aspects. What is Petoverse? How is this born? And at which stage are you at right now? How far have you come?
Yeah, we're super excited to be here today and talk more about Petoverse, our MMORPG. And for those who are unfamiliar with the term, it's a massive multiplayer online role-playing game, and our Petoverse is centered in the metaverse. So that brings a nice crypto aspect to it and is able to involve a lot of future development, so kind of updates and partnerships with other worlds, which is always exciting because the metaverse is something that's constantly growing and constantly unique to the kind of the crypto space, but its potential and its limitlessness is huge. So we're super happy to be able to capitalize and provide a product that people are be able to use and fall in love with. But with that came a steady process of conceptual development and trying to figure out the right thematics, the right stylizing, how to present the project to people. So with that comes a period of time where you're reviewing other projects out in the space, seeing what's working, what's not working, and then kind of trying to adapt those things into your own vision of what's going to be the most sustainable and promising project to present to investors and the people you want to bring into the world you're trying to build. And to touch on the world we're trying to build, so that's Petoverse. So it's obviously a pet-themed world. And so that's going to tie heavily into the thematics, into the unique abilities that people are going to be able to create, and the stylizings throughout their custom characters and stuff like that we really want to introduce to make the game encapsulating to a lot of people. Because with this type of gameplay that you're going to find with the dungeon aspect, the mini games, the socializing, the integrated plazas where we have focalized features that people can interact with on a regular basis to progress their time in the game. All these kind of features and all these other aspects with the NFTs and the PvP playing and the P2E, which ties in our secondary token, which will be launched later down the line. All these things kind of come in really nicely to create an ideal project for people who are on the GameFi side to look into and get to know our team and watch the updates and development as we go along. So that's a little bit about how we kind of came about. So we've been working on it our team's been gathering now together for about a year and a half, looking for the right people who can come in and provide their needed help and right directions for this project. So our marketing team's been phenomenal. As you can see, as we've been going the last week and a half, 2 weeks in from fair launch to pre-launch, we've been able to release our marketing strategy so well that it's just been this massive snowball effect of gathering more interested people and widening that net to sustain the demand for the product and the token itself. So with that came a long period of developmental phases with tying the project together for a token aspect. And we were doing that for a long time and having a lot of meetings. But then that kind of is when you see these APY-based projects and rebase projects that kind of steamrolled into the crypto space. And that really kind of shook up the world. And with the DeFi project, we know that half the battle is sometimes getting people to hold throughout the updated releases and those first initial alpha and beta testing phases for the community and stuff like that. So we're super excited to be able to take the time and to incorporate the positive rebase functionality protocol within our contract so that we can incentivize more people to buy prior to the launch and to hold throughout the duration of the development and through the testing phases and through the release phases. And they can see their earnings kind of continue to gain because as we're going to go into a little bit deeper, we have this massive high fixed staking APY figure. And there's a lot that goes into the sustainability of that. So I'm excited to talk to you about more of that today. Sorry if I'm talking a little fast or rambled. I haven't eaten much today, so my stomach levels are just super low. And that kind of just affects my speech. So I'm trying to drink some water. I'm sneaking a Triscuit every time I can mute my mic. Yeah.
I feel like it's the opposite for me. When I don't have food, I don't want to talk to anyone.
I don't want. That's the thing. I get that way, but when I do start talking, it's like a faucet that you can't turn off. It just keeps flowing.
Definitely. I understand you. Not an issue, mate. Make sure you have some food. I mean, things to cover right now. I've been drafting a bit of the info that you were pretty much summarizing towards the community, and I have a few things that I wanted to address. The first one being, what's been, you think, and you would consider the most successful and powerful marketing strategy that you've put in place until now? So that's the first question. You can answer it right now, and then I'll keep going.
Powerful amongst the rest. Me personally, I think the AMAs have done wonders. Being able to record those, and then when people get in there and get to review them, I think these are the places where everybody gets to know the team, gets to trust us, see what we're into. Beyond that, though, the amount of marketing we've done has just been off the charts. I would say the next one is the socials. We've had Instagrammers with 15 million followers, several million followers, all sorts of partnerships come in, and has really I can't peg it down to just one. We actually had a discussion over on our Discord the one day between the investors, and I said, I had a whole bunch of people in there, and said, we were chatting back and forth. They said, well, where did you come from? And pretty much every single one of those person came from a different area of our marketing, which was really cool to see and get to talk to people and actually see it in effect. But yeah.
Brilliant. Well, thank you for that. Moving on now to the next side of things. I did want to ask you about the whole concept. Petoverse is definitely being loved by the community. They love the graphics. They love the idea. I wanted to ask you if you've been inspired by anything, if you've taken this. We're all inspired from time to time. I mean, there's nothing, in my opinion, I've always said it, there's nothing as unique creation in this world. We always have competitors and we always have inspirations, and that is more than fair enough. But I do want to know, because I mean the graphics of the characters and stuff look pretty damn good. Can't lie about that.
Yeah, thank you. The development team has done a great job so far. You can see on our website, we have a core group of 10 members from all over the place. And, inspiration just gets drawn from everywhere. We've been told there's been a couple similarities between us and another project, which, you go throughout the crypto space and there are going to be similarities between not only design, but development. Where you do go. Rest assured, if anybody has an issue with that, we'd be more than happy to rework the design down the road. We don't need anybody else to really lend on, but we draw inspiration from all over and put it into a large group of core members to really brainstorm, kick around ideas, and basically develop.
Brilliant. Thank you for that, Mike. Now, things I wanted to cover once again. I'm going through a list of things that I've drafted myself so that the community can get the best out of this AMA. The third aspect that I wanted to cover is the marketing side. I love the way you do it. You guys been super impactful overall. But I do want to cover certain things that might be overall misleading. Me myself, never been a solid fan of the 2 million% APYs. They are super misleading at the end of the year because you need insane amounts of volume for them to be that way. Again, people kind of fall into the vicious circle of marketing where they feel like they can invest $1 and make, I don't know, 200,000 just out of the APY. Can we explain the community how this actually works? Because it is a great marketing strategy, but it's not sustainable at all, in my opinion, and through mathematical studies.
Yeah. So long-term viability for the project and the token itself is a huge feature. It's something that you have to really account for. And the reason we're able to boast those kind of APY figures is just because from a... Sorry, my computer is slower than anything today. Let me slide over. If anyone's watching the screen too, you can go over to our white paper. You can go to our website, petoverse.io. There's a nice link there. So just to go into the mathematical functionings of it, because we're compounding every 15 minutes, which means we're compounding 96 times a day, which is a massive amount of times per day. And you can kind of see how that breaks up and adds to its daily figures, its weekly, its monthly, and how you're going. But like you're saying, it's all good if you're able to reach these figures, or if you're able to buy X amount of tokens and have 2 million more later. But if the value doesn't retain throughout the lifespan of your holdings, then what was the point of even holding, or what was the point of even initially investing? There wasn't. You've wasted time, you've wasted money, you've wasted energy, and that's not something we want to create for people. We don't want to create people. So what's one nice feature that we've implemented too is that people can really use our dashboard, and they can see what to them is a reasonable price point for the token and a reasonable time span for their holdings, and they can kind of see how that'll play out in a more realistic function. And then those who are dedicated and really want to go for that 365 2 million APY, it's sustainable through a lot of the protocols and the functionality, especially supply-wise. But like you're saying, that's something that has to be constantly kind of checked and monitored throughout the project. And if you're seeing massive drops in prices and values, that's just going to make those people who have been holding for the longer time frames already kind of missing out, or kind of taking the bigger hit of that, as opposed to people who are coming in for a new monthly time and making good off of their entry point. So that really ties into the functionality that you find within our tokenomics, our petonomics, as we kind of like to call them. Let's take a sip of water 1 second.
Fair enough.
So if you go into our tax, that's where you'll see that, I mean, with any rebase project, you have a substantial amount of buy and sell tax. That's super important to do. One, to dissuade from any swing trading within the charts, and to also ensure that you're getting the most out of the tokenomics and the contract functionality. So when you're just reading this right here, you're going to be confused because it just says pale. So that's our auto liquidity engine, and our PIF, which is our insurance fund, our game treasury, and our Inferno pit. So when you go back up over here, you're going to see a nicer breakdown of what each of these are and how they really tie into the project and how they really sustain the supply, the deflationary aspects, the liquidity with the charts and stuff like that. So within the Inferno pit, you're having 8% of every transaction that gets sent to the Inferno pit. So that's great for burning already off volume alone. But what's nice about this is that one, the wallet's inaccessible, so we have no access to these tokens. But two, the tokens that wind up going within the Inferno pit are actually auto compounding every 15 minutes as well. So not only are we continuously burning through every transaction, we're continuously burning through the auto compound function that's built within the contract. So that's super exciting to see, and that's really going to help counteract that deflation that I was talking about a moment ago. So the game treasury is something that kind of helps bolster all of our features and can be used for additional marketing. So we don't have any team supply or anything like that going through our tokenomics. So that's going to be used for when we see any of these kind of features that need some boosting. We can use those funds for that. The auto liquidity engine, though, is really nice because that's every 48 hours you're going to see liquidity just automatically sent in. Excuse me. And that's done through the contract. We don't have to interact with it and get that started. And that's already been going and building up tokens I think we already have over 4,000 tokens in our pail. So I think, and we're already like 28 hours from launch. So I believe in about 20 hours, you'll be seeing the first functionality of that take place on the charts. So we're super excited to see that play out as well. People can also kind of track where these tokens are going through BSC scan or through our dashboard and kind of see those things play out in real time. So these are just some of the major highlighted features that you see that really sustain the APY rebase and the deflation found within it, and what we can try to really bolster the longevity of the project. So with the flexibility found within the contract too, you can look through all our audits as well and see what we can and can't do and how we can really control and contain this for what we feel will be a very long time.
Lovely. If we were to mention your strongest asset as a business, what would it be?
I like to say it's the openness with the community and the willingness to adopt feedback and support. Especially if you've been with us since our launch, we've been taking feedback and releasing updates. And if there's been any like hiccups that happen, I know like when we first launched, there was a high gas fees on Pink Sale, and that's not on our end, but we noticed that immediately, and we made sure to get in contact with Pink Sale and get that adjusted. And then a user pointed out something with the taxes that needed to be adjusted quickly, and then that got adjusted really quickly. So I like to think that with our 24/7 available team and the level of openness and just availability that we've been showing, I mean, Mike sat on VC for over 13 hours yesterday from before launch till late into the night in his time zone before he finally passed out, woke up, came back just to do it all over again as we had been, as he mentioned earlier. I mean, this is our 11th AMA in the past week and a half, 2 weeks. We just really like to be available, open. You can find all of our team members' direct links to their messages on Telegram from our main webpage as well. I think that's really been our strongest aspect and the thing that our whales have gotten behind and our new investors are seeing. The community has just been crazy that we've built up in the last 2 weeks. The support's nonstop. I know at one point I was just a little delirious from a long day of staring at screens, but I still had to kind of overwatch our VC. And there was just people talking for like 2 hours on end, just nonstop about how much they enjoyed the project and the team. And I didn't even have to chime in. So it's a nice thing to see, and it's really rewarding and humbling. And I'm just thrilled to be a part of this team, and I couldn't be happier with the turnout we've had through fair launch and through launch up to this point.
Sounds about right. Amazing. Well, other questions that I had tonight that I'm sure the community has too is the fact that, well, you guys are growing so much in such a short amount of time. first of all, what is the forecast in your opinion? I know crypto forecasts are pretty much impossible to do, but it's always important to have a certain idea of how far the growth can go. Would you personally also say that you expect to have a correction soon? Do you expect this to keep going at the rates that it's going? Tell us a little about your personal perspective on things.
Yeah. Personally wise, the rate at which this project has already been expanding has been exponential, and we're super excited to see that contain. But like you were kind of just mentioning, and I'll start with that, is that you see in these projects that a lot of times, like in rebase projects, people are really good at holding for maybe those first handful of weeks to a month, and then you might see a significant drop off after they felt that they've gathered their significant rewards. So what's nice about that is we're really able to interact with our contract features and boost the charts through these features to make sure that we're kind of maintaining a level supply and a level of price throughout that whole entire process. And then you also have each of these sellers getting hit with their 18% tax, which is just furthermore going into the project's benefits and then benefiting the holders. So we're excited to see that continue to play out, and as our holder numbers continue to increase. I mean, we amassed nearly 5,000 holders before fair launch even began. I think we had about 4,300 by the end of the fair launch, maybe a little less than that. I can't remember the specific number. And we've been retaining well since then as well. I mean, when we launched, obviously there was that lag between claiming and actual figures, so we had to wait for more people to claim. And then we also had an issue with the rebase enacting within the pink sale tokens who hadn't claimed yet, and then so pink sale was actually kind of selling off the rebase rewards on us. So that kind of, if you look at our chart, you see that there was a time point where there was a little decline, which just got massively eaten up. I mean, if you take a glance at our chart, which I'm sure everyone here has, it's just been astronomically performing, especially since our CMC listing hit so fast. I mean, even Certic. Our Certic was in our third phase initially, because we knew that was something that we were going to have to work our way up to as we continue to hype up the project and the demand and widen that net for users. But then they came to us saying, hey, yo, let's fucking fast track this shit. Pardon my French. So we were able to get that onboarded, and now they're going now. So now our Certic link's out, and we got that processing. So it's really nice because the community drives the growth almost in an aspect, because without them and without their support and without their constant positivity, we wouldn't be able to see these figures that we have, and we wouldn't be able to be seeing our contract and our game and our development that we worked tirelessly on really kind of come to fruition. So it's really nice to have the support and the funding now to really continue what we've been putting our hearts in and our own money into so far. Yeah. So if you look through our roadmap, we're segueing in here now into our phase 2 kind of sides of things. So our CMC, I have to go in here. I have to check this off. This will be checked off soon enough, but we're going to be sliding into phase 2. And with that comes a lot of exciting updates. And for the rebase side, we have to just keep watch of the investors, keep the investors happy. And we want to get those people who are here for the rebase interested into the gaming aspect of the project. So if we can release updates on that, and if we can get some of our higher investors involved in the testing phases as well, because we want to include a lot of people in our testing. We want to make, because the initial phases may be a little more select, so we might do like a contest in chat to select community members to go in the very first waves of testing, and then some of our VIP group members, which are like our heaviest investors, they'll get offered. But we're also going to be having YouTube and Twitch streamers who will be doing those initial test phases as well. So even if you're not selected for that very initial wave, you'll be able to watch and critique and give us feedback. And then as we go through more testing phases that widen up to the community, people will really be able to get their hands on it as we go through those phases, and then issue onto desktops and the apps, and then ideally into like Steam and Android Marketplace. And then one day, if Apple gets their head out of their butt, we'll more easily segue into that market as well. And all that kind of just bolsters the marketing, the word to mouth aspects of the project, and all that stuff. So it's really exciting to watch unfold in real time.
That sounds about right. What can I say? Right. One of the last things that I wanted to talk about in this AMA, which is nothing to worry about overall. Already kind of told you about it. Is we had a few community members saying that, well, your image looked kind of inspired by another website, which I'm not going to name because I don't want to do promotion for anyone. Would you say that you took inspiration from that website? Would you say it was a mere coincidence? Would you say that your designer maybe took a bit of, just to clarify, just so people can understand?
Yeah, 100%. This kind of ties to what I was saying when you asked about how the project came about. Our project does a lot of research, or our team does a lot of research when we were building and when we were designing and when we were constructing all of our elements, all of our thematics, all of our gameplay ideas, and then into our token aspects as well. So with that goes through an extensive routine of going through other projects and seeing what they did and what we liked about their projects. So some of that also comes into an aesthetic point of view as well. So I was able to see, because I hadn't been given that project that you had mentioned, or that you didn't mention, but that you're speaking of. So I saw that this morning actually, and I kind of went through their site and their project, and I was kind of trying to see where people are getting this idea of. And I think where they're really getting that idea of is from the logo, kind of stylizing, which in itself is different, but I see the similarities. And then the website isn't too similar, but the most noticeable aspect would be the fact that similar website had a very similarized theme towards the VR aspects. And to that point, that goes to, like I was saying, our research team. We're constantly looking for the most appealing and attractive ways to introduce our product to the investors. And so as we're going through those phases, we were able to collect from different various sites and projects and see what we wanted and kind of tie those into our own unique way of doing things. So if you actually go into our white paper and you go into our gameplay, you're going to see all the uniqueness that's tied to it and how there's nothing that really attributes it to any other project. And even with our rebase functionality, we don't have any forks contract. It's all custom in-house, researched by going through all these different rebase projects as well and talking to different teams and seeing what worked and didn't work throughout these projects. So inspiration's driven from everywhere within this space, definitely, because this is a project that combines so many different features, especially attractive features that are popular now at this time in crypto. So I'm definitely not going to say that we didn't incorporate a lot of necessarily aesthetic thematics from elsewhere. We definitely made sure to capitalize on others' successes that we found within the space.
Sounds just about right. Yeah. People tend to get very, very stressed out when they see certain things. Now, in my opinion, I've told many as well, getting inspired and actually grabbing the best out of projects or businesses that have done well already is a wise thing to do. At the end of the day, it's just like music. You constantly hear the same sounds because that's what people are hearing, and it is the same visually.
Yeah.
Art
is constantly adopted and refostered and brought back in new ways and re-innovated to be more adaptable and more consumable to the masses. So it's all just forward movement in the thing that we call life.
Can't agree more. Wonderful then. Well, myself, I've covered everything I wanted to cover tonight. I'm actually very satisfied. If you want to go ahead and do a bit of a sales pitch before we jump into the investor questions, you're more than free to do so. I'm very happy to.
I'll leave that to Mike and Andy. I'm more of the meat and potatoes guy.
Hey, real quick, I told you when we started, I'm a little bit under the weather, so I hope it's okay if I turn my camera off now. I know
that's fine. You're looking sharp, Mike. Don't be shy.
We got Will does a lot of the talking for us. He is our PR guy, so thank goodness for our team here. But yeah, I'm gonna shut off the camera now, guys, and then maybe Andy, you kind of want to go into the sales pitch for us, or sort of.
Yeah, we actually have a tax promotion running right now as well that we threw out during this Travladd AMA. So for anyone buying, we lowered our buy tax from 18% to 12%. If because I know a lot of people were sad that they missed out on because the biggest advantage of the fair launch was missing out on or being able to avoid buy tax. I mean, that's half the tax you're facing in a rebase project. So for all the Travladd listeners, if you feel like you could avoid a nice little 6% break in taxes right now, so that's going to be going from, we started this AMA at 1920. That'll end at 2050 for an hour and a half. We have that promotion running. So I just want to mention that. I mean, get in now while the chart's still going. Our holders are firm and steady. Our whale group is awesome. They couldn't be more supportive. You're gonna, even if you hop into our VC, you're gonna see our whales just in there talking to the investors and hyping up the project in the chat, because they're super ecstatic and they're super excited to be here long term and to be involved. So that's something that's really great. Our community is bolstering and growing at an enormous rate, and that to me is one of our biggest and most appealing standpoints. So get your tokens in now, and you can utilize our dashboard. You could see your APY start coming in every 15 minutes. Those rebases will be working in your favor. So yeah, join the party. That's it for me. You got a lot of marketing coming. CNC within day one, which was crazy. I went to bed during when that kind of pink sale fiasco was going on. So it was. We were pumping up towards $6, and then as I was going to bed, we were slowly falling back down towards $5.50. I wake up to a personal message saying, "Oh, Peto over 7." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." I open the chart, Peto nearly past 9, and I'm just like, "Oh, the day one's been awesome," and we're super excited to be here in Travladd to be able to talk to more of you guys, and for this question run that's coming up, I'm excited to talk to you guys a little bit more in depth. I know Andy's got some beautiful words for us as well.
Yeah, guys, it's just been an incredible journey so far. We've worked so hard together to develop this awesome project, and let me tell you this, guys, this is not the end. This is just the beginning. Honestly, the quality of the project speaks for itself. We've grabbed attention of all the whales, and we're getting more whales aping in as well. And there's a lot of investors that are seeing that we are a serious project, and we are going to be one of the most biggest projects out there in BSC. I can guarantee you this. So grab your opportunity while you can. We're absolutely booming. Our Telegram's booming, Discord, and as Mike and William were saying before, we've had huge marketing already. Just to summarize what we've had so far, we've had YouTube ads, Facebook ads, Instagram, Twitter, Google search ads, Dextool ads, BAC scan ads, PooCoin. We're going to have CG and CMC incoming, Crypto.com, billboards, celebrities, crypto influencers, YouTubers, and we'll have our Trust Wallet logo set up, and the list just goes on, guys. And I'm just so excited for a metaverse game to come in development as well. If you look for our roadmap, and once we get to phase 4, can you imagine the amount of FOMO and hype we're going to have within our group chats once our metaverse game is fully developed and out, and people can communicate and socialize and play within the city plaza that we have within the marketplace? That's when it's going to absolutely boom as well. So yeah, it's just a lot of the development and plans that we've had in store, and our team is available 24 hours a day. We've got coverage globally, guys, globally. And it doesn't matter what time you message at within our group, somebody will always be there to assist you. So yeah, I'm here as well. I'll be DJing within the chat, and yeah, our awesome utilities and features within this project is just grabbing everybody's attention, and they're seeing that this project is a gem. So buy in, guys, and just hold, and you're going to benefit from the APY along the way. So I look forward to seeing you all within our main chat, and that's it, guys. Thanks.
Sweet. Well, thank you for that. We're going to move on now to the investor questions. I'm sure a lot of people have questions here tonight, and that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be covering them all. And let me get on with the first one. Let me say. And this one is going...
I wanted to mention real quick.
Please,
we had a promotion that we were running
during our pre-sale for investors to get into our VIP club. And we've had a few whales come into the group there. And when you look at the start of the project, when there was some sells, we've seen 50 BNB buys, 30 BNB buys, 100 BNB buys. When those sells were happening, none of those people were selling. So we have all these whales that come into the project, and they were all holding. One of our whales is actually in the group here now, and if you felt like calling on him, he's usually very helpful in our voice chat. But just to get a whale's perspective, I think would be interesting first and helpful for some of the investors here.
Sounds just about right. Well, thank you so much for that. Once again, it's been a great AMA, I have to say. I was gladly surprised, and talking to you made everything clearer. All of the community doubts were cleared up too, and that just really makes me happy, because I'm here for the community. We are here for them. We're here for the investors. This whole space would be nothing without them. So for me, transparency is key, and you guys have nailed it tonight, honestly.
That's something I really try to preach too. If anyone listens back to our other AMAs, a lot of questions I get asked is, what's the most important part of your project to you? And I always lead with the community, the investors, their wants, their critiques, their interests, because that's why we're here. I mean, and we are the investors ourselves, with no team supply and fully geared, and our hearts and our money put into this. We want what's best, and we know that you guys are going to lead us towards what's best. And it's with the support of the investors and the transparency from the team, the commitment from the team. It's all those elements that really bring a project its true shine.
Brilliant. Love it. Let's move on to the investor questions, shall we? You guys good with that?
Yes, sir. I'm going to take another bite of this banana that saved my life.
What are you doing today? Why are you not eating, mate?
I wowoke up late. It was one of those, it was lunch day. So, you know, when you have lunch day and you kind of gas yourself, and you wake up early, you stay up too late, and then you wake up and you just have a flood of messages. So I woke up about an hour before this was supposed to originally start, and I was like, all right, that's my normal hour that I have where I can get my morning self together and get some food in my stomach and throw some coffee in my face. But that didn't work out. I was just hounded with messages, and then also just the hype of what happened while I was asleep and CMC listing. So I personally didn't prep my body, and then my body came to enact full force as soon as I started talking.
Well, make sure to get good food. Make sure to stay hydrated.
Yeah, we're good now. I got my water. I got my banana. I'm ready.
Lovely. Let's get this cracking. Let's get these guys on. I do feel that a lot of investors have questions tonight. They go, as I said before anyone else. So they have the priority tonight. I see some familiar faces that I hadn't seen in a while. So I'm happy that we managed to reunite some really good investors around. And this first question is going to be given to Frank. Let me get this one to Frank. Frank, welcome to AMA Central. I hope you're having a wonderful day. If you have a question, please get shooting. Right, I feel Frank hasn't eaten as well today.
Hey, there. One of our whales is in here, Drizzit. I think he wants to speak and maybe kind of give, his opinion of the project. That would be helpful here. Yeah,
there Drizzit is. Let's give him the mic. How you doing, Drizzit?
Hey, can you hear me? Okay.
I can hear you very well.
I can hear you. You guys can hear me okay? Okay,
yeah.
Awesome. Hey, just wanted to talk. I know we have a lot of new investors in here, or people, maybe hesitant or on the fence. I just wanted to go ahead and clarify a couple things. I am a whale in the project. We do have a VIP chat for the whales, the top 30. I will tell you something awesome that I've noticed within this project. The first thing I noticed that stuck out was the transparency, just like you were saying. They are showing the community not by numbers; they're showing by hard work exactly what it takes to be a top crypto, guys. And just like me and the rest of the whales, we go to voice chat every day. Our big philosophy is the community needs to be one. It doesn't matter if you're a big fish or a small fish. We are all in the same pond, guys. So when you come up and you come to the voice chat, please do not hesitate to ask those tough questions because we want to be honest with you. Like I said, the whales are not a part of the team, but we are a part of the community. And we want to make sure that everybody understands what Peto is as a crypto and as a community, because moving forward, that's really what we want. We want the community. Everything else will come, guys. The APY is great. The token, the community, the devs, everything is great. So the main thing that I want to tell all of the new investors is don't be scared to ask the tough questions to these devs, to the whales, to anybody in the community, because they are transparent as they come, guys. As transparent as they come. And you guys want to know how transparent? The decision today to have the tax lowered originally came from the whale community. They had it implemented within an hour. Within an hour, guys. They had it implemented from us telling them, hey, this is what we need for new investors. This is what they need to see in our community. So I want you guys to know that they are listening to the community. And if you have any questions, join us in voice chat. We'll be there.
Awesome. Thank you.
Words.
Thank you for the kind words.
I had a question. How much did you pay this guy for that? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Just joking.
Oh no, trust me, I am my own man. I promise you that.
All banter, mate. I know. It sounded very, very honest. I can tell. Amazing, mate. Thank you so much for that insight. I am very, very sure that a lot of the community feels the same way you do, Drizzt. And again, congratulations on your investment. I'm sure that you're happy with it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And thank you for having me. I do appreciate it.
Cheers, mate. Cheers. Thank you so much.
Let's get into some questions.
Let's get some questions cracking. Let's do it. We got around, and I have to give this one to this man. I'm a little biased on this one because he's been around for a while. He's I could consider him a good friend of mine, but I want to see what his questions are. Terry Tibbs, how you doing, my friend?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate. I just want to know, I don't know if it's been covered, how the APY be sustained?
Yeah. So I talked about that a good amount earlier. And if
I missed it, mate. Sorry.
No, Terry. Don't worry about it, brother. I'm happy to have you here. And by the way, I love the name. I don't know if that's your normal name, but Terry Tibbs. That flows so awesome, man. So I kind of started with talking about that, leading people towards our Petonomics, our Tokenomics, and what the tax really implies for the token. So obviously, with the rebase, you have to have a pretty beefy buy and sell tax to negate any swing trading and make sure that you're using those funds properly. So as you can see right here, you have it listed as our Pale, our PIF, our Game and Treasury, and our Inferno Pit. And right off the bat, that's just going to mean nothing to you because those are just words. So if you scroll up a little bit further up here, you're going to see a little bit more extensive breakdown about what each and one of these are and how they kind of tie into the project. And I'll start right here with our Pale, which is our auto liquidity engine. So that's something that acts every 48 hours autonomously and injects BNB pairings straight into the liquidity pool. So you're going to be seeing that actually happening within the next 20 hours. We already have over 4,000 Peto accrued. So that's going to be something that's going to be nice to watch and act for the first time on the chart. And it's going to be continuously throughout the lifespan, kind of putting support through that chart because we know what's awesome. It's all great when you have a good big APY number, but if your value can't retain throughout your holding lifetime, then it's just not worth it in any standpoint. So with that also comes our supply question because it's an elastic supply rebase token, and we're constantly producing more tokens throughout the rewarding of that APY. So what's nice about that is we have our Inferno Pit tied into our tokenomics as well, and that's 8% of every transaction gets sent to our Inferno Pit, which is an inaccessible wallet that we can't access. And within that Inferno Pit as well, every token that winds up being burned also is subject to the auto compounding. So every 15 minutes, 96 times a day, each of those tokens that gets sent through every transaction is also compounding. So this really manages the supply levels and combats any deflation that you're going to see throughout the token itself, and the longevity of your holding. The Peto Insurance Fund is going to keep bolstering the rewards that are coming out through the rebase and the positive rebase functionality. And the game treasury is the final component, which really lets us interact with the 3 other features and boost where we see needs additional help to kind of keep the chart healthily, keep the rewards consistent with the set APY figures, and also give us a little bit extra boosting for our marketing, because we don't have any team supply within our tokenomics, which is super important. So that kind of feeds together the whole entire project and keeps it sustainably long term.
Okay, nice. Sounds good. Sounds interesting.
Yeah, definitely. And if you have any more in-depth questions, feel free to shoot me a DM or slide into our chat. Happy to talk more about it.
Nice one, Benson. Thanks, mate.
Cheers, brother. Thank you so much for being around. I feel like we get a higher chance to speak here than in DMs lately. Thank you, mate.
We definitely do, mate.
Take care. Talk to you soon. Moving on to the next person, the next question of the night. We're going to give this one to... Oh, this one is a tough one. Can you guys go ahead and choose the next person so that I'm not choosing anyone in a biased
if
way?
they want to freshly wave their hand. Okay, I see someone wants to speak. We're just going to go with Ochiwasa Lutata. Sorry if I butchered that.
Ochiwasa Lutata. That is a very easy name to pronounce. How you doing? You are muted
Hi,
right
Benson.
now. Nice to see you again.
Thank you very
How you
much.
doing?
I'm lovely. How are you?
I'm actually great. Just nighttime here in Dubai. Can't wait to go to bed.
I can imagine you're very busy. I appreciate the floor. Thank you. I'll try and make it quick because I appreciate your time. Just a quick question about the sensories in the Oculus. How many senses have you incorporated?
Yeah, so the VR aspect is actually super early on. So if you actually go over to the VR side too, you're going to be seeing that the initial releases of the VR are going to be kind of, if you remember how VR first came out, where people were putting their kind of mobile devices in their sets, and they were able to kind of view 3D viewings of the world that's being built. So that's the very first initial wave of our VR aspect, because before we really finalize the VR sides, we have to make sure that the game aspect and the world is built all together. So as that's been going on the back end, the VR element's going to be more introduced. So if you go over to the VR section, you can kind of see the earlier stances and some of the things that are workable now. But that's going to be something to really kind of follow along with our developmental team as we continue throughout the project and incorporate the different phases found within our roadmap.
So much. Just one more thing. What's the ultimate goal?
Yeah, I mean, well, we came together because we really wanted to create a gaming development team. So Petoverse is going to be what we feel is our brainchild and our baby that really is able to break into the world and also introduce our team to the world so that we can create Petoverse into the long-standing project that's there to stay, for people to interact with globally on as much of devices as possible, and we can get that out there. And we can also build the skills and the connections while we're doing that to kind of be like, people know Sandbox and Roblox as major industries in the world. So if we can get our team to that level, that's what we want to do. So we found an awesome way to really introduce it and tie a lot of different aspects of what we're trying to achieve through the metaverse standpoint. And then the token aspects as well brings a nice initial user base to us. So we're super happy to have the framework that we have put in place and the roadmap that we have to kind of achieve these goals and dreams that we've set out with the team that we've created.
Thank you so much for that. It does look like you have a lot of passion for it, and I can't wait to see what you've got coming next. I really look forward to it. And I want to talk with.
Sorry, continue. I just wanted to say I appreciate you.
Thank you. Yeah, if you don't mind, I'll shoot it in DM because I dropped in late and I want to know more.
Yeah, definitely. Please do. After this AMA, we're going to be holding some raffles and stuff like that, and my DMs are a little full, but I make sure that it's my prerogative every day that I always clear out my DMs before I go to sleep. So rest assured, you will get a reply from me. So definitely shoot me a message. That's 90% of my job is the DMs.
Amazing. I will. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that. That
Makes
was a
sense. Thank you.
lovely, lovely question. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed it, as always. Love seeing you around. Moving on to the next and last question of the night. I'm going to give this one to clearly an investor of your token, guys. WSC J Blinks. How you doing, mate?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you, Benson, for the opportunity. So I just bought in, and I'm really just thinking about the gaming aspect. Is it going to be like something like a play to earn kind of gaming? I've seen something like NFT. Are you going to have NFTs that we can use to play in the game, or how is the gaming aspect going to be like? That's all
Thank you.
I'm.
Thank you so much for asking, because I was just about to say if we end this question round without getting to that, I'm gonna have to do a spiel on that just outside of questions, because we haven't touched on that at all. Which is great,
Yeah.
because I know we really wanted to focus on some other elements here, but that's something I really want to touch on is kind of how the gameplay works, because I mean that's as great as the APY and rebase is, our heart of the team and the project goes with the game and the development itself. So, to answer your questions about how the game kind of works, I kind of want to just do a quick. Well, actually, it's not going to be that quick. This might be a long-winded answer, so I'm going to go through basically all of our gameplay components, but in a stylized format. So, we're creating an open-world metaverse. Within that, you're going to find major hearts of the world where people can interact with, and then within the world itself, there's going to be gameplay and dungeons and various things that you can find that are interactable within that world we're creating. So with that comes, let me just go over that kind of a heart of the game of the metaverse I was saying. So with that is kind of our Petoverse Plaza, and that's where you're going to find various things like our NFT marketplace where people are going to be interacting with. I'll explain a little bit more about that as I'm going into the NFTs as well. House of Fortune is a really awesome place where people are going to be able to enter in mini games and events and win prizes like our secondary token, which I also haven't talked much on, which is our P2E reward token, Peto Gem. So that's going to be issued and available within the gameplay itself. So House of Fortune is a place to meet people, really awesome place to enter those kind of mini games and win things. Tavern's going to be an awesome place where once you've met people from around the world or in the House of Fortune, you can kind of form your guilds and your clubs and stuff like that here at the tavern. And then once you've got your guilds, you can go out throughout the gameplay and select parties, and then you can kind of clear these dungeons faster and increase your earning potentials or your gameplay time and stuff like that. Fashion Mall is an awesome place where people can go to buy accessories to kind of make their characters more unique and stand out within the Petoverse itself. The Peto Forge is where people are going to be taking their NFT shards that they find throughout the gameplay and kind of customizing and minting their items so that they're actually usable in the game and applicable to their avatars. So let me segue quickly over to the NFT side because I mentioned that a couple times. So the NFTs are in forms of shards and fragments, and those are found and earned throughout your gameplay and your time in the Petoverse. We'll have an initial wave where some are released and users can buy so they can kind of start off their gameplay with some of these items to kind of incentivize them to keep finding more of the items. But how that kind of works is because to get for the NFTs apply utility through one, its uniqueness on the character, which makes them highly attainable, like sought out after, but also they boost your performance within the game. So there's going to be different power-ups that'll help you with your speed or your powers or your earning abilities, and these all tie into the gameplay throughout like the mini games you're going to find in the dungeons you're going to be clearing and the bosses you'll be battling and stuff like that. So it's really important that as you're going through, you're going to be looking through NFTs that match in a sense, that kind of build up these full outfits that really unlock the full potential of the powers. So the NFTs work in forms of like 6. Let's switch over here. I think I had it pulled up. I'm always scrolling. Oh, there we go. So the NFT fragments goes to the next section. Yeah, so you would need like 6 to complete all all of the things. So let's say you're going through the gameplay and you've beaten some bosses, you found some chests while you're going through the world and your time in the game, and you found 5 out of 6 super rare NFTs for the super rare power up that you really want, and you just cannot find that 6th NFT. That's when really that our marketplace that you're going to find within the metaverse comes into stylization and handy, because it does guarantee that someone else found that NFT throughout their gameplay, and they probably didn't need it because maybe they just have one piece out of that set, so they just listed it. So you're going to be able to find those things or interact with people in the community to see who has these other items, and kind of mix and match and trade. And that's really nice and helps determine a kind of value that's retainable for these NFTs. And these NFTs in the first wave, they're limited to a certain figure. And then as we're going through different events like Christmas and Halloween, we can release new NFTs, so that way we're not messing with the supply and the rarities of the first waves and stuff like that. So that's a super excited thing to look out forward to as we continue in the progress as well. I'm really excited about that, and all the uniqueness and different attributes and weapons and masks and clothes and stuff that can really be applied to your characters. And now to segue back into the gameplay a little bit. So you're going to start off with, there's 3 initial characters that we have are going to be released. So every person starts off with the cat character, and then you kind of attain the new characters by going through the initial dungeons. So you're going to get I think you start with the dog. Sorry, you start with the dog. And then you start with the dog, you clear the dungeon, and then you're going to get the cat second, and then the rabbit's third. And then which is nice because then you have the choice to kind of set up different outfits and styles for each of these 3 characters, because you have all 3. You can switch between the 3 at that standpoint, which is super nice. So you can have different presets for your characters, and if you go into a mini game that's better with speed or a mini game that's better with power boosts, then you can kind of mix and match your character for what's going to help you out earn more and win more. So that's exciting there. So dungeon style and open world. So you're going to be traversing and interacting with a lot. And there's a player versus player style, which we're going to be talking about more as we're going through the project's development phases, where people are going to be able to interact with one another and fight one another. And there's been some talks over how we want to implement the kind of rewards over that. We want to have maybe people stake their peto or peto gems to kind of see how that battle. But that's a little bit more finely tuned as we continue to go throughout these different phases, because there's a lot of elements that we're incorporating. So this is something that we're going to be constantly updating the chat with and getting their feedback on it and making sure that they're involved with, because we want to make sure that we're doing it right, and we're making sure that we're getting it as seamlessly and professionally as possible. So it's definitely stay tuned for all of these things to really come together and really unfold into a really exciting place and project and product for people to interact with.
Well, that
All
is
right.
great.
Thank you.
That is great. Thank you so much, WSCJ Blinks, for that great question. Lord, that was a great explanation. Bit too long.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm like a faucet that's a little hard to turn off. It just keeps pouring.
I'm all jokes. Get used to me. That's how I am. That was a great explanation, Lord. Thank you so much, guys. I mean, that was a great AMA. I loved it. I love talking to you. I wish the best for your project, knowing that a lot of our investors are also heavily invested. I do hope this to keep going incredibly. And with that said, once again, thank you so much. Is there anything else you'd like to add to this AMA?
I'm sure all 3 of us want to just say a little farewell note, but I just want to personally say thank you, Benson. You've been I said that right? Sorry, I'm constantly scrolling off the names. Yeah, thank you, Benson, for being a super awesome host. I love your not lazy-dalic, but a positive attitude. Like I myself can be a carefree person at times, so it's nice to see someone lighthearted and take these AMAs with stride and transparency. So thank you. You've been a great host, and thank you to our listeners. And if you have more questions, please DM me, DM us. I look forward to talking to you all.
Thank you so much once again, guys. Mike, is there anything you want to say? Sorry about that. I feel like I interrupted you.
Bud. Yeah, no, you're good, man. Thanks for having us. Everybody who's listening and thinking about investing, we'd be more than happy to have you here supporting the project. Everyone who has invested, thank you so much for your support. we've grown exponentially, especially over. So we had the 4-day fair launch pre-sale event where we raised over 5,000 BNB. It's just been overwhelming, the amount of support we're getting, and really getting to see our dream of developing this game is in sight and coming true now. And anybody who can see and looks at the chart, I mean, that many holders can't be wrong. If you ever have any questions, swing on by our TG. One of us is always available. I'm a little under the weather today. Hopefully I'll feel better in a few hours, but and then I can probably be on VC a little bit, but you'll see a lot more of me and hear a lot more from the team, and there's more AMAs to come. We are here, guys, and we're here to listen to you, and we've really shown that we've brought this awesome community together, and just to drop in and listen to them talk and their excitement about the project and helpfulness and willing to help new investors on their own on the VC is just, been incredible. So we got a really great community going on over here, guys. So you're welcome to join us. I encourage you to do so. Follow the project. And yeah, thanks so much for having us today.
Thank you so much, Lord. Thank you to you too. Andy, thank you as well. Before we go, you're going to choose the 1 BNB winner of the night, please. I said you are going to choose the 1 BNB winner of the night, please.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. Is that just for like a best question overall?
No. You can choose it either for the best question or for I don't know, maybe just someone random. Scroll up and down and where
like just someone randomly listening. That's crazy. That's dope. Mike, what are you thinking? I kind of like the random listener.
You go for it, man. Have fun with it.
That random listener sounds so fun. I want to like close my eyes and just scroll and pick. Okay. We're gonna do random. Thank you all for those awesome questions, but I really want this to be random. This sounds fun.
If you scroll and you land on my name, you got to do it again.
You're at the front, brother. There's no way in hell I'm landing on you.
Just
maybe it bounces back.
There is a guy listening I saw who is very active called Benson. If you want to give it to that guy, you might as well take it.
That guy looks like he's got an awesome style of hair. So I don't look for a bald man. All right, no, I'm not looking for anybody. All right, guys, I'm gonna count down. I've just been scrolling up and down randomly, and then once I hit 0, it's gonna stop, and I'm just gonna yell the name out. All right, closing my eyes now, and I'm counting down from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Tsega Berhe. Tsega Berhe. Tsegeaberhe. Tsega Berhe.
What's the profile picture?
It's purple. It didn't look like it had a photo, and now there's so many people. Just the chat's constantly the user count's constantly moving.
I see.
Sega, are you listening? If not, we'll do another promo. Can you unmute? Can you claim? Can you message?
I'm actually checking because I saw this person, but then I lost her. She's just written to me in DMs. She's like, "It's me," but how do I make sure it's her and not an impersonator?
The bio had a bunch of foreign letters and characteristics. I don't think someone could have set that up that quick.
Oh yeah. That's it. That's probably her then. Yeah, a lot of very weird letters there. Amazing.
Yeah, I don't think anyone could have copy pasted that within those 30 seconds.
No.
Made a new account and.
We got the winner then. We got the winner. Everyone's a winner tonight, anyways, because we have a great AMA. So thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, guys. Honestly, that was fun. That was
thank you.
a thrilling way to end it.
Cheers, mate. I try my best as always.
Yeah. And if you want to DM me the recording of the AMA as well, I'll make sure to announce that and program that into our AMA commands in our chat.
I'll make sure I get you that right now. Thank you so much once again, Lord, Mike, Andy. Have a great night or day wherever you are. Enjoy. have some decent food, Lord, get some rice and chicken, and then go to the gym.
100%. Finishing my banana now. Thank you, brother.
Lovely, guys. Thank you so much. Petoverse with us tonight. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. Please leave in the comments what you thought about this AMA. As always, we do reward activity in this channel as well. So as always, thank you so much. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
All right, bye.